Jazeera journalists, as you know, are banned from reporting inside Syria, but Rula Amin is in neighbouring Lebanon and she's monitoring developments from there. Rula, first of all, about these sanctions by the EU. Sanctions, certainly nothing new on Syria, but what could this latest round, how could that potentially affect Assad and the country?
Well, it definitely will add more pressure on the government, and it will add more difficulties for the government to go ahead and run the country. What the people on the streets are hoping is that eventually all these sanctions, the shortage of money and cash from the government will make more people rise against the government and will give the government more hard time in trying to rally support amongst Syrians. So for them, it's just one more step. Maybe it's not as crucial as other steps they are hoping for, like protection for civilians. But for now, any step that would add pressure on the government is welcome.
Well, another step, Rula, that it seems that the EU has taken is that it's saying that it welcomes this creation of an opposition council in Syria, but at the same time, it hasn't come out and formally recognized it.
Yes, that's very true. The Western countries, especially the Europeans and the United States, were hoping for a unified voice to come out of this council to represent the Syrian opposition, to tell them what kind of roadmap they have in order to topple the regime. But so far they have not recognized that council, and the Syrian foreign minister, Walid al-Muallim, did warn these countries that any country that would recognize this council will face tough measures from Syria. Now, he did not detail what kind of tough measures, but obviously the government is worried. They don't want this council to get any legitimacy. At the same time, the opposition is hoping that such a body would be able to muster more support in the international community, will get the international community and especially the Europeans to add more pressure on the government, cut its ties with the regime, and even maybe provide some kind of a protection for the civilian population. This is what they're saying. So far, they are not saying they want military intervention, but some people have fears that there's such a council and maybe eventually the Syrians will start calling for a military intervention like what happened in Libya.
All right, Rula Amin, thank you very much for that update from Beirut.